Hi everyone and welcome to Homerino Collectibles, where today I'm really excited to be bringing you the review of the carbonized graphite version of the Sith Trooper from Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. This is of course the 6-inch Black Series version, so there is a regular edition which is just blank red plastic. And then you've got the carbonized graphite version right here, which is really shiny, it looks super metallic, and even matches the color of the box. Look at this thing. I used to keep my Black Series boxes until I just had so many that had taken up so much space, and I just started to get rid of them all, barring the odd one or two, just like nice collector pieces. But these carbonized figure boxes look amazing. Definitely going to be keeping these things. Honestly, I almost like the box as much as the figure. And I really love the design of the new Sith Troopers here. I think it's just the line down the center of the helmet there, really reminding me of the Phase 1 and 2 clone troopers. Oh, love this thing. So, on the back of the box, it says, "In his ultimate push towards galactic conquest, the First Order radies an army of elite soldiers that draw inspiration and power from a dark and ancient legacy." That sounds awesome, and just that alone, and just this trooper alone, seriously gets me excited for Episode 9. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get this thing open and take a closer look. And here's the Sith Trooper out of the packaging. He stands just over 6¼ inches tall, and it just looks and feels amazing. Obviously, it is a new sculpt and everything, but this paint job, this carbonized graphite paint job is just so incredible. It's nice, thick, glossy, metallic paint, and it just shines and shimmers, and I never knew I needed a shiny red stormtrooper, but damn, this thing looks amazing. So it does just come with the one accessory, this rifle that we have right here, and it can be stored on the thigh, just like you can with the sidearms, with the, your regular First Order stormtroopers. So we do have a little tab on the side there that's red that will just hook up right there. It looks perfectly fine, to be honest. Obviously, that would be made for a sidearm, but that looks perfectly fine. And taking a closer look at this thing, you can see we've got both the red and silver paint apps on this as well. It just looks so awesome. That magazine on the side looks epic. You can see it's slightly warped, but hey, what Black Series guns aren't warped? And then there, this red bit is the tab that goes into the thigh. But yeah, really do love the weapon design here. The front is a bit thick to get him to hold with his other hand, but it looks perfectly fine just rested on it. So that is it for accessories. This thing just looks and feels amazing. Whilst we got the camera zoomed in here, let's just take a closer look at the detail on this thing. You can see what looks to be a torch, a flashlight on the shoulder armor there, and you can see this piece right here. It has a bit of extra detail than what you get over on the other side. And this isn't just completely smooth either. There's lines running down. In fact, there's lines all over this thing. Any panels that from afar look like they are just completely smooth, like, for example, his chrome dome over here, his red chrome dome. If you look at it nice and close up, if we get some focus, you can see that there are detailed lines running across the back of that helmet that go all the way down. Looks awesome. The back of the armor looks much like a regular stormtrooper right there. We have the, I guess the thermal detonator pack right there. Legs looking pretty spectacular. And then up here on the arms as well, the forearm pieces, they are both completely different to one another. They have different detail on the front, different detail on the sides, and on the insides as well. I don't know if you're noticing, but there are some spots on this figure, like for example, if I show you this hand, you can see some silver there that's kind of overrun. So I think in some spots, it's basically a, it's a black figure. It has some red molded parts, so if you look inside here, you have just like a matte red for those ball joints in there, and there's a red for the joints for the actual foot there as well, which you can't actually distinguish apart, really. You have to look really close to notice that. So that's really nice. I'm glad they didn't just keep that black or something, or try and paint it, and then that would chip off and look horrible. But it does look like we've got some parts that they've painted silver first, and then red over the top as well. Not sure if that's how they've done it with all of it, or maybe in some places they've just got random silver that's just ended up there. I'm not quite sure how they've done this paint job, but it does look really good. And you can see in some areas where the black is showing through, like there might be some areas of the helmet that are a bit darker, and there's this little bit on the chest here that's a bit darker. But it looks really, really good, and it adds to the effect of the shading and kind of makes it look a smidge worn, especially where you've got bits of silver showing through as well. Now, one thing I do want to show you is that inside these joints, you can see that's not just perfect black. It almost looks like it's kind of gunmetal. And that's because they've put some silver, some kind of gunmetal silver, over the black molded parts on the inside there as well, so that it's not all just the same color. And it just really, really does look and feel exclusive. I'm not sure if that's the same on the regular Sith Trooper version, or if that one is just all matte black, but you can see inside that butterfly joint, which, by the way, a butterfly joint, that is amazing. We do actually have some really nice, practically gunmetal looking features in there, which is really, really awesome. So speaking of that butterfly joint, let's take a look at the articulation. I'll just zoom out ever so slightly here. The head is kind of a weird one. The neck does appear to be on a ball joint, like at the base, so that the neck has articulation, but mine's super, super stiff. And there's a ball joint that attaches the actual head as well, but again, mine is really stiff, so I can get it wiggling a bit, but I can't really get it looking up and down too super much. I'd probably have to heat that up a little bit just to kind of loosen that up, but obviously it looks left and right just fine, and I'm sure that there is a lot more articulation in there. Mine's just a little bit stiff. At the shoulders here, they do come out to the side, but you do want to be careful. You don't want to wreck this gorgeous red paint job, so you can actually fit the shoulder underneath the armor there, but it will be rubbing against it, so I'm just going to show you that it goes out that far, but the joint physically will allow it to move further. I just don't want to force it under there and push it under. You got the butterfly joint that moves it in and out. Obviously, it can rotate all the way around. Moving down the arm to the elbow, we have a rotation and then a little bit more than 90-degree bend. The wrists are slightly different, so they both rotate. This one moves in and out so that you can put the hand underneath the gun. And then this one goes up and down, and obviously, again, rotates. So you have the slightly different posability there. We have a ball joint at the diaphragm, so it can move left and right, which is slightly ratcheted in a few points. And then obviously it can crunch forward and back and left and right. Basically, it can just do all of that. So you've got lots of posability options right there. The legs are really nicely articulated as well. They come out really far to the side, forward, and back a little bit too. Rotation there at the upper part of the thigh. We have really nice double jointed knees that go all the way back. That's fantastic. And then the feet, they go up a little bit, they come down, and then we have a really nice ankle pivot as well. So this figure is not only my favorite out of these new releases from the Triple Force Friday, but it's also my favorite trooper from the First Order, and also, so far, my favorite character design from the entire sequel trilogy. So this is an absolutely amazing masterpiece of a figure right here. I definitely recommend that you pick this up. If you're gonna army build them and stuff, I think it would be great to get maybe one or two of these guys, and then get the rest of the regular Sith Trooper. If you're going to play with them, I would definitely suggest getting the regular Sith Trooper, just so that you don't damage this paint job, because it does look like it might scratch up and chip, and you know, it looks amazing. I wouldn't want to wreck that. But as a collector piece, this thing is amazing. It's going to shine and shimmer on your shelf, and it's going to look absolutely awesome. 100% recommend, if you couldn't tell already. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and give it a like. If you want to see more from me, remember to check out the videos on the screen right now, and the links to my social media in the description below. I've got a lot more Black Series coming for you guys, as well as the Lego Y-Wing and A-Wing coming shortly as well. So stay tuned and subscribe for more Star Wars content. Thanks for watching it again, guys, and I'll see you next time.